and welcome to the Arrow After Show here on thestream.tv. I am Kaori Takee, and joining me as always, I've got David Griffin.
Talking about some public enemies today.
That's
public
right.
enemies, Arrow's on the run. Excited to talk about it.
Yes, it's a really hefty episode. And also, I got Michael Medina.
What's up, everybody? Roy, don't take the fall. It was me, Lance. I'm Arrow.
Yes, no, you're not. But anyway, so throughout the show, we are going to give you some of our positives as well as our negatives. And in the meantime, guys, don't forget to tweet us your questions as well as comments at #ArrowAfterShow. So that being said, overall thoughts of this episode, Public Enemy, guys, overall thoughts. David.
There was craziness, a lot of craziness going on. I don't know, it was it's a lot of pieces that are falling apart. Team Arrow's breaking up. Team Arrow's, I don't know, they got the cops running after him. We got the flashbacks going on. We think Shadow's alive. She's not. Maybe she is. No, it's her twin sister. You know, I mean, it was an episode that was crazy. A lot going on. Still exciting. Don't know if everything fit together, but I'm trusting that we're going to get there at the end.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, this episode was exciting. I was in it.
I hear what you're saying about them kind of being all shattered all over the place because Felicity wasn't around. She was busy taking care of her boy.
With her mom.
With her mom.
Yeah, I love her mom. Her mom's so much fun.
Yeah, her mom is just a breath of fresh air. This comedic factor. However, I do feel that I expected more of a role for her mom because she did such a good job in the previous episode that I'm kind of wondering, why did they need her? I mean, no, she was great. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad she was there, but...
But yeah, she really wasn't necessary. I mean,
Yes.
she was funny. She's great with her little tight dresses and
Yeah.
just, you know, all flirtatious. She's fun, but ultimately didn't really do much to the plot.
It was ultimately just like the lighthearted spirit talking
Yeah.
about
It's like
hospital
comic relief or
sex.
whatever,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, but what did you think overall?
I liked the episode. A lot of action.
Yes.
Tons of action, which was fun, and I enjoyed that, but the episode was a little shaky, a little all over the place, but not in a good way.
Well, there's just so much going on, and when you think about Officer Lance, who's technically leading the episode, he's shaky himself, so obviously the episode will probably follow suit with his personality, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys, so let's talk about some of our positives and some of our negatives. For once, I am going to go first with my positives. Positives. All right. I have a lot of positives. One thing I really enjoyed was that, like I just mentioned, Officer Lance actually had a very important role. Yeah, he was a little obsessive, a little crazy. He wasn't going on the right way, finding out about Oliver. But it's nice to see him react, see his emotions, and carry on at that level. It was because he's a great secondary character, and he needed more of this.
Yeah, he's a great actor. Like, we've seen a lot of his scenes this season, like scenes with him and Laurel and dealing with the second death of Sarah. He's a great actor and has put out some really good performances this season. It's, yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Lance is angry.
He's mad.
He's mad.
Yeah,
He's all walking in there, he's like, cuff him. You know, he was ready to deliver. That boy was ready to deliver that line.
He was ready. Well, it started off with the whole, like, looking over the shoulder type
Well,
thing.
I was afraid he was going to die because I probably shouldn't do this, but I was looking at, I love, you know, hearing all your tweets, you know, tweeting us at thestream.tv, #ArrowAfterShow, but it's just, I do get a little, sometimes some spoilers. And somebody tweeted out like, oh, I can't believe what happened. How's the show going to be the same? And it was right when Detective Lance and Oliver are in the police, you know, wagon being transported. I'm like, oh, Lance is going to die. I assumed he was going to die. Then he didn't die. I was like, oh, okay, Roy, you know, did his thing. But I was afraid that Lance was going to die. I was scared.
How'd you guys feel about the slap that he gave Oliver in the...
Oh,
I was like, oh, Sam, he did not just do that.
That's right.
Fingers across the face.
Angry slap.
Yep.
So, I mean, it was nice to see him take action, even though it wasn't the right direction to lead his anger. I mean, he's pissed at his daughter, where it's like the only family he's got left. But, you know,
But he kind of doesn't like his daughter right now.
Yeah.
I used to trust you, but now I don't. You know, I mean,
whoa, hold up there. And I'm going to jump, but another positive is, I'm going to say Roy, man, he you know, stepped up to the plate, decided to cover for Oliver, though I don't really know if Officer Lance is going to buy it, because it kind of wouldn't make much sense. I really like that Roy did that because it made his character a little more useful. I was kind of worried that, oh, great, his romance is starting to happen again with Thea, and that's
somebody's
not
moving on your
necessary.
turf.
Yeah.
Somebody's
I
moving
know,
on
right?
your turf.
I was like, that bed
Step off.
should have one Asian girl. Damn me. But yeah, I enjoy seeing Officer Lance and as well Roy Harper being important in this episode. Okay, so let's do some David positives.
I actually like the flashbacks this week.
You do.
I like the flashbacks. I don't know if I like the whole her being the twin sister. I thought that was maybe a little too easy. I think it actually would have been cool if she was Shadow.
Yeah.
Or she had like some ulterior motive, or she was actually working.
That would have been a great twist.
You know, I mean, with the enemy, that would have been kind of cool.
I mean, I kind of disagree with you because how can once you get shot in the head, how could they say?
Oh, there's a way.
There are ways.
I mean, you need to dump in the pool. You know, we got that awesome hot tub that Rachel Gould has.
This is television. Anything and everything is possible on TV. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see Shadow again, but we get May.
We get May.
Yeah.
I liked May. You know, the whole thing, you see the tattoo on the back, you know, the connection she made. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was fun. I mean, it's still quick.
Yeah.
Those flashbacks are real fast, because last week we had the whole Deadshot. The whole Deadshot backstory, which I love that Deadshot backstory. That was a great backstory. And this one was good too, but it's quick. What I'm really curious about is we know we might potentially have a crossover episode coming up. A lot of people are talking about that Flash preview. People are pumped about that. So with Arrow and Chaos right now, I wonder what's gonna happen there.
Yeah.
Like his team's all over the place right now.
Yeah, and we got Ray Palmer in the middle of the mix with everything. It's gonna be insane.
Feeling good, yeah.
Feeling good. So I mean, I guess going to my next story, I really like the Felicity and her mother.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I love those. I love the scene at the hospital when she's talking to her, and you know she admits that, Ray admits that he loves her, and she doesn't say it back. And I was like, oh no. And then she talks to her mom, and that was cool, and saying like, oh, I can tell that you love Oliver. I can tell in 5 seconds I'm your mother. I thought that was a really nice scene. Nice.
It really,
I like Felicity.
It really does hit that mother-daughter relationship. Yeah. I definitely have a wild one with my mother as well. My mom's not as open about sexual stuff.
Oh, do you like the type of
my mom looks fly, looking casual and conservative. But yeah, I really like that.
Olicity fans are cheering. Hashtag Olicity, hashtag Arrow After Show.
Yes.
Olicity fans are cheering.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance. Olicity, we're here, we're back.
We always knew there's a chance. There's a chance. So some of your positives.
All right. Okay. One of my positives was Ray. I thought he was fun. I mean, Brandon Routh has been great this whole season as Ray Palmer. He's a lot of fun. And he's just constantly like this wise ass, always cracking jokes, always kind of funny. Even when he's just like, I can create these nanobots and blah, 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 blah. Like, that's fun to me. And like, again, I want Olicity, but Ray-licity is not so bad either. They're fun together. They're funny. And he's just great. He's just really fun.
Yeah, I agree. I think at this stage, I think because Oliver's in this situation, it's okay for Felicity to have someone else in the meantime or forever.
I was curious if any of you thought, or put this out there to the Arrow After Show fans, if they thought about the possibility that this blood clot might be just a permanent thing.
Yeah.
In the suit, like Iron Man. Like Iron Man, like maybe his suit would
this allow him to shrink? Could he do that?
I was thinking that.
Yeah, the nano, yeah.
Why not?
I don't know. I thought that would have been kind of cool.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of fun.
Maybe they'll play with that later on.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe on the spinoff.
Yeah, I mean, he might have a reaction
show,
to his residue or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
My other positive would be Raish, Raz, whatever the hell you want to call him. He was just like such a badass in this episode. That scene, first of all, that fight, that choreography was a little suspect. But when he comes out afterwards and just like slow clap. Just all badass, very Raish.
I like his get the robe.
Yeah, he's just always looking pimp, even if you're like in his lair with all like, forget about turning like lights or anything on. We're just gonna light some candles or keep it nice and sexy and grown. But no, he's fun. He's just great. every single time he's on the screen, I'm like, man, I love Raish so much. I love the character just in general, and he just nails it every time for me.
And also Nissa, I had to point out to her because she does a good job too.
Could somebody tell me where do they take Detective Lance? Like, I mean, there's some things that you follow, some things that keep me up at night. I lose sleep over this stuff. Where are all these torches and fires? I mean, they're in some warehouse. Where are they?
Warehouse like after hours after Costco
I know.
closes.
It's like, where are they?
Just hanging out in the back.
Why is all this fire? Just turn on the light switch. What's all the fire? It's all dramatic.
It's what the costumes are.
Raish doesn't like electricity. He's like, I use torches. I use flames.
Conserving, man. It's
That's
going
true.
green.
That's true.
Going green.
That's true.
All right, guys. So now let's talk about some of our negatives because, as always, with positives always comes a couple negatives. So, Michael, let's go backwards.
Okay. One of my negatives was, I guess, the fact that Lance, another great performance. He's great, but the whole scene, I'm just kind of tired of the fact that he couldn't figure it out. I would have preferred, figuring out that Oliver is Arrow. It's just kind of a joke, right? I mean, it's just like he figured out Laurel. He figured out Roy. but he really can't put 2 and 2 together, and they hang out in the same freaking circle.
Felicity
you know what I
Diggle,
mean? It's
yeah,
like, how does he not figure out that maybe Oliver has something to do with this? So I'm like, that's a little unbelievable.
Maybe he was in denial the whole time. Maybe
Didn't seem like it.
What did he say? He said some part of him always felt that it was him, but he was denied. He was in denial. He was in denial.
He was heavy
Lance,
denial.
Lance.
Yeah. And I guess my other, actually, and now, this is actually one of your positives. I know you liked Roy a lot in this episode, and he was good and all, but
How dare you?
I'm gonna do
right
it.
now.
I'm gonna do it. I just don't buy the fact that he's still hurting over like killing that officer and all that stuff. Granted, that was horrible, and I understand why that would linger, why you would hold on to something like that. But look how much stuff has happened since then. I mean, look at all the stuff that Oliver's had to deal with. Everyone and their mama in this group has dealt with some sort of loss, with something major. So you think that he would have, not saying he would forget something like that permanently, but like remember, I think it was a couple episodes back, he was talking to Thea and talking about how like he kind of goes back to that officer's family and how he kind of helps cope with that and stuff. But he's still over here like, I just want to be arrested and blah, blah, blah. I was like, but he's doing so much good. So that
means he wants to get off this show.
That's exactly
what
it is.
Go to TNT.
That's exactly what it is.
He's getting off this show is what he's doing.
That's where I'll be. That's where I will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Some of your negatives.
I'm not a big fan of casual Nyssa. I don't like. I mean, she looks good. The girl always looks good. She looks beautiful. But I like the full armor, the garb. I like her kind of how she floats in on that. I don't know, that cape
that
rope.
She just got whatever.
It's like kind of like looks like she'd be on Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus or something. So casual Nyssa kind of hanging in the background, just kind of chilling, be like, I'm not gonna get involved. I want to see Nyssa fight. She did a little bit. She came. She kind of put Detective Lance in an armbar, and then But I want to see her all the time. I want her to be a permanent member of the team. But I think she's playing her own little game off to the side.
She's got to be.
She's playing her game.
She has to be.
I mean,
she's great.
I
Great
actually
character.
enjoy seeing her in this casual Nyssa.
With a nice little pea coat and
Yeah.
slacks.
Maybe they can head over to like
Smoking.
Central City, go to like CC Jitters.
Have a little cup of coffee. Yeah.
Some girl talk. Hey, girl.
I mean, clearly something's going on between her and Laurel. I mean,
Yes.
friendship or being protective over her.
Or friendship.
Yeah. I think it's just friendship.
So, second negative, I want to talk a little bit about Diggle's house, Diggle's crib. Thankfully, the baby wasn't there. Thankfully, they went as soon as they walked in, they said the baby and the wife were with the mom. That's great. But like you were saying, Michael, wouldn't they think to look at Diggle's place? It feels like every time Diggle's just not concluded in being an accomplice.
That's what's so funny. Again, like I said, these guys run in the same circle because they knew that he was Oliver's bodyguard.
Yeah, why is
back in
Diggle's a
season
safe
1.
house?
Exactly.
Why does he have a safe house?
That
I mean,
makes
come
no
on.
sense. These are police officers. They should know. They should do background checks, figure out like who's connected to who, cover all their bases. That was a little.
I mean, they even mentioned, okay, let's get the 3 together, not counting Diggle. I'm like, hello, Diggle's been around for quite some time.
I was just waiting for like Raish or Malcolm Merlyn just kind of like creep from the shadows and be like, hello, just
like they always do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So some of my negatives, and this is me just being kind of nitpicky, but I felt that the whole scenes, all the scenes with Ray, he's dealing with something serious, and it was a little too lighthearted for me. There was like too much jokes when it comes to like he almost died, and they're like, oh well, let's just shoot this in here, haha, sex, hospital sex, and all that stuff. I thought I could have used.
I've always wanted to have that.
I don't know how I'd feel having hospital sex. I feel a little dark in there.
Morbid.
Clean. You know,
I
it's
mean,
clean.
I just wanted it to be more to go with the mood of someone possibly dying. You know what I mean?
That would be nice because I mean he is always quick-witted. He's always cracking jokes.
Yeah.
It would be nice to kind of see another side of him. We've kind of got that when he was talking about I think it was his fiance. I don't think they were married. I think it was fiance.
Yeah.
So we saw that side of him, but it would be nice to kind of see him kind of break down a little bit in front of Felicity. They could have had a nice touching moment and then thrown a joke in there at the end or something. But yeah, I agree with that. Would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, and then actually one of my negatives is one of your positives is the backstory. You see this. You see May, who looks like Shadow, ends up not being Shadow. Okay, well let's hear who May is. But all she was basically a character to get pissed off at Oliver and have him hide, and there was like no development there for me.
I agree with you actually because I was watching this. I know you liked it a lot, but like this particular flashback, I just felt like ultimately the only purpose was to reunite, I guess, Maceo and his wife with their son. I felt like not much happened, and that's kind of been the case.
And to give the
this
actress a little guest spot.
Oh yeah, exactly, which is nice
Yeah,
to see her
yeah.
in some way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like this whole season's like I know they're gearing up for something. It just feels like they're taking their time getting there.
Yeah, I agree. So I want the backstory. I want to see her more. I want to see who is May and how her connection is going to continue with Oliver, I would hope. So, all right, guys, let's move on to some of our viewer questions via Twitter. So you guys over there, continue to send your questions and comments at #ArrowAfterShow all week long because we check them, we respond, we read everything good and bad. Just saying.
Saying.
Anyways, all right, guys. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right, so I'm going to go to my nifty phone. First one is by @TechnoBuilder. With tonight's revelation, can an Oliver Queen, quote, mayor of Star City plotline not be far behind? I don't think that's going to happen. Do you think that's going to happen?
I don't know. There's too much stuff going on. That'd be too much almost. I don't see that happening.
That would be a lot. Because right now, it's just like, how the hell is he going to like really get himself out of this jam? That's
Right.
quite the pickle you're in, you know what I mean? It's like
Right.
everybody, it's like now, I guess Roy comes out at the end and says, I'm Arrow, and yada yada. So whatever. But nonetheless, it's like, you know, Lance knows that Oliver's involved in this. I don't think Lance is going to buy Roy saying that he's the Arrow, but
Right.
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he's busy debating whether he should be the next Ra's al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think let's focus on that a little bit, maybe.
And plus, we know we have another crossover potentially coming in the next few
Yeah.
episodes. I think it's just maybe too much going on.
Although that would make for a cool storyline.
It would.
would.
Yeah, good question. It'd be
Good
a great
question.
story.
Yeah, it
great
totally
story,
would.
yeah.
All right, next one. @Clippers Brad. Do you think that Roy saving Oliver this will lead to his death? And does Oliver take Ra's offer once it happens? I don't think Roy's gonna die. No. Hell no. That ain't happening.
No, that'd be bad for you. That'd be
Never
very
gonna
bad
die.
for you.
Never gonna, no, I don't think he's gonna die either. I mean, who knows what's gonna happen? If in fact it's just rumors, we don't know if he's really gonna go to another show. We're just speculating here. I don't think he's gonna die though. You know, he's a great character. I support Roy. I like Roy. I think it's gonna be great. And actually, I can actually see at some point Oliver breaking down and taking maybe like a season finale. We might see him just like take the mantle, thinking, well, there's no other choice. I've got to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that would ultimately set something up for next season. You know?
And then Bruce Wayne slowly comes in, then they fight, and then Bruce takes the mantle, and then he's the next race. No, it's not going to happen. But I don't think Roy's going to. I'm really hopeful that he's going to be on Teen Titans on TNT. I hope. Again, we don't know, but I really hope he is.
Yeah, it'd be good to see him in a more starring role, I guess.
Yeah,
And
he deserves it. Yeah, he's been working hard.
I
He's
think
been
so
training.
too. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's lost a little weight though. I mean, his suit's got a little
Suit's
loose.
a little baggy. It's a little loose.
We saw his torso. I was like,
Sound like paleo or something
where
like
did
that.
it
A
go?
little loose, yeah.
Tone up a bit more.
You know, I mean, if you follow him on Instagram, he's looking good on his stuff though, because I follow him. Anyway, so another question. @Browning Amber asks says, tell me you guys think Felicity's dad has something to do with Oliver's past. Agree or disagree, guys?
Felicity's dad. I hadn't thought about that. That's a good question actually. Or yeah, I mean, I guess anything's possible, right? I could see something like that happening.
Yeah, I think people are always speculating that it's a possibility that we will see Felicity's dad somewhere in the backstory, in the history. That would be exciting, because I would love to see where Felicity apparently gets her brains from. And
Yeah, there's still so much that we don't know with all the flashbacks and stuff like that. And they keep bringing up her dad, mentioning it. So that's for a reason. That's intentional.
Interesting thing now, we know where they are in terms of the flashbacks. We could assume it's year 3 because it's season 3, but they did actually say
Thank goodness.
that my sister's been gone for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So once they get season 5, that's 5 years on the island. Well, on the island, I mean, everywhere else he's been. Then once you get to season 6, there's got to be other flashbacks, and they've kind of hinted at that.
Of course.
Unless
Unless they take those 2 years and stretch them out for as
just go
long
long,
as they
yeah.
possibly can.
Okay, last question of the night. So @Alaham Dawn 2, I think I got you. Don't you find a little bit convenient the way the assassins aren't really efficient during the fight, especially against Laurel? Shazam.
That's true, yeah.
That is true.
Every time I see Laurel in a fight, I expect her to get beaten up. Unless it's like by some like street tough. You know,
Yeah.
which is
Some
just
street tough.
Street tough, yeah.
I agree. That's why I like that one fight. The choreography seemed a little slow to me, a little on the weaker side. They usually do a really good job with
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
choreography on the
choreography's
show.
good,
This particular episode, not so much. But I agree, because these guys are supposed to be some of the best. You know what I mean? They work for Raish. I mean, these guys, they're gonna do whatever it takes. They're badasses. But yeah, they do seem to kind of pull back a little bit for some reason.
You know, it's funny because it's one of my positives that I actually enjoyed the fight choreography, and there was a lot of action in this particular episode, and I was pleased to see that.
A lot of good tension. You really felt like they were under stress. You felt like the cops and everybody.
That was good. That was really well done.
Good
Kind of
tension,
on
yeah.
the run, like
Right.
Oliver looking up, seeing the searchlight. That was fun.
And I was thinking, like, where's the moon when Oliver needs it so he can just,
You just
Get
catapult
out of
his
there.
way?
Just go off. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
All right, guys, so that completes our question moment, and I guess that completes our Arrow After Show. So thank you guys for tuning in, and don't forget to continue with those questions and comments, send them our way at #Arrow After Show throughout the week. And we want to let you guys know as well that Doug Jones is going to be here in 2 weeks in the studios at the Stream.tv with us, talking Deadbolt and all that good stuff. It's going to be really, really exciting stuff.
Good times.
In the meantime, guys, we are not going to be here next week because Arrow won't be here next week. We will be playing games, having fun. I don't know. Maybe some other craziness.
Saving lives.
Saving lives, you know. We will be Team Arrow. You can be Diggle. I can be Shadow.
What do I got to be Diggle for? Why do I have to be Diggle?
Look, I said I'm Shadow, okay? So,
maybe you want to be Roy.
you can be Roy. You can be Thea.
I got to be Oliver. Screw that, I'm Oliver.
All right, guys. So where can everyone find you in the meantime?
Yes, you can find me at Twitter at Mr. Michael Alexis. You can also find David and myself here on, here on the Stream.tv. 3-minute warning. It's the hottest sports show on all the internet, as well as on YouTube at Think Hero Pro.
Nice. All right, David.
You can find me at GriffinDE on Twitter and everywhere else Michael said. #3MW, sports questions, send them in. 3-minute warning tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah, I mean, they do a great job. I don't watch sports, but I'll tune into them, and so they're pretty awesome. So tune in to my pals over here.
Not careful, you might learn something.
Yes, and in the meantime, you can also follow me at KAORIOUS. Bam, right there, Kaorius on Twitter, as well as Instagram, and Ann and I at Team Amazing, where we do Speak Nerdy to Me and all that fun stuff. Enjoy the show, and thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you guys in 2 weeks with Doug Jones for some more Arrow After Show. See ya.
Hey guys, if you want more Arrow or other after shows, click the subscribe button to the Stream.tv.